Our story begins in about 509 BC. Rome had been ruled for some time by a hereditary series of kings known to us as the Tarquins. Now, despite their successful subjugation of neighbouring kingdoms and the expansion of their domain, the Tarquin kings were known to be tyrannical and nepotistic, murdering political rivals without trial or due process. The nobles were becoming increasingly nervous as the king stacked the Senate with his own personal lackeys and ruled without consultation, amassing wealth and station for his own family members at the expense of all the others. It all came to a head when one of the king's sons raped a virtuous and respectable noblewoman called Lucretia, who was married to a loyal vassal of his father, and then threatened to kill her and smear her good name if she resisted. Lucretia, however, afterwards went straight to her father and husband, told them the whole story, and swore them to avenge her honour before there and then plunging a knife into her own heart. Present at the shocking event was one of her kinsmen, Lucius Junius Brutus, whose own brother had been recently put to death by the king, and he had himself only narrowly avoided his own execution by faking being a dimwit, from which the Latin word Brutus is derived. Lucius Brutus and his good mate Lucius Tarquinius Collatinus, Lucretia's distraught and devoted husband, now a widower, swore to topple the government and execute the king and his entire family with extreme prejudice. Lucius Brutus went one step further and swore that he would never abide another king ruling over his homeland ever again, and promptly went about extracting the same oath from others that joined their cause. These two then were effectively the founding fathers of the new Roman Republic. So, with the rebellion in full swing, other disgruntled nobles quickly jumped on board, and the result was a civil war that succeeded in its aims, with the establishment of a republic, a res publica, supposedly a government of the people, by the people and for the people, etc. But it was still, for all intents and purposes, basically just an oligarchy of nobles ruling over the commoners. The problem of who was going to call the shots was solved by the patrician senators yearly electing 2 magistrates from among them who would be called consuls, and who would wield executive power, balanced between them, for strict term limits set by the Senate, who would provide the legislative arm of the government. The exiled Tarquin Dynasty wasn't going to go away that easily, however, and it wasn't long before their agents were bribing various locals to subvert the new republic, including 2 of Brutus' own sons and his wife's brothers. When their involvement in the conspiracy was discovered, Lucius Junius Brutus, in one of the earliest examples of Roman Stoic virtue, had them all publicly executed, broken in his grief, but cementing his place in Roman history as a man prepared to sacrifice even his own sons to the idea of a kingless republic. He went on to die a heroic death in a suicidal cavalry charge soon after, that vanquished the last of the Tarquin forces threatening to overturn the fledgling republic.